Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart. My peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We're going to the top, to the top, to the top, baby. We're going to bring others with us. So let's get it started. Let's get it popping. Let's get it cracking. Let's talk about the Shy Season 2, Episode 5. It goes down. It seems like Reggie didn't listen to Biggie Small's music, the 10 crack commands, because you never keep your supply and the money in the same spot. Like, come on, Reggie. And Reggie's beefing with the boss. You know what I mean? The boss is like, yo, Reggie, you're gonna lose 2 streets. On top of that, if you keep acting up, you be selling weed on the corner. So it seems like Reggie's gonna have to take out Perry, because I don't know how he's gonna make him happy. And what the hell is Brandon gonna do with Perry, the biggest drug dealer, the biggest kingpin, killer, murderer, the whole 9 yards, is want to be a part of his business? And that's gonna send off the antennas with Detective Tucson. So it's going down. Like, Brendan cannot get a break. His refrigerator broke on the show. You know what I'm saying? And his truck is like, every time you turn around, something's going wrong. Yes, he does need an investor, but he doesn't need this investor. He doesn't need Perry, a Duda, to be his investor, because it's going to be nothing but problems, and it's all going to fall back on him. And then now Emmett's involved. You got, Kevin is frequently visiting Brandon. So this shit is gonna be crazy. I don't know what Detective Tucson's gonna do, because she's pissed and she's about that life, and she's about police brutality, because she done hit that young man in the face. She done punched him, socked the shit out of him. Then on top of that, she's pissed at Reggie because she was watching Reggie for a couple of hours and the dude, played her like that. So she's gonna do some investigation. I wonder if she's gonna find out who, Reg's boss is, because Reg has a boss. So we're gonna see what happens with that situation. Even though Perry said, to give to Detective Tucson a fish. It's going down. And Ronnie's doing good. Ronnie's back in the community. He's working with his hands and shit like that. He got talent. He got skills, but he still feel guilty. And plus, last episode, he got spit in the face by a woman. So basically, we see Rafiq. Rafiq is back in the picture. Common's back in the picture. Common killed the child too, but he ended up, making amends with himself and the community too as well. So we're going to see what's popping off. And Kevin just be going through so much shit. So now you got Kevin and Jake getting high, smoking some weed and shit like that, and Papa wasn't down with it. So let's get it started. Let's get it cracking. So let's just start off with this. Kevin lost his father. He's going through an emotional situation because he misses his father. He loves his father. At the same time, he was disappointed in his father because the father had started a new family, and then the mom started a new family with, another woman. She became a lesbian, or she was bisexual or whatever. And then she had bad things to say about Kevin's father, and she didn't really encourage him to go see his father too as well. So, he was stuck in between because he was a child at the time. That's what his sister Keisha said. So now he's feeling a certain type of way. Now seeing another body, you know what I mean? So he's like, a body, supposed to testify, shot somebody, the whole 9. Kevin be going through the most, and he has the most comfortable life as far as having 2 parents and having, a stable income and, things like that. But damn, so his boys came to the funeral for him. Jake and Papa came through, you know what I'm saying? And I think, Papa's father is, actually running the funeral of, Kevin. So it is what it is. And then in the corner, you have, Auntie Barbara. She's over there cussing out Kevin's mother and saying that, oh, you ain't no good, and now you want to come around, and how dare you bring this girlfriend with you? How disrespectful are you? So it's just like a whole situation where, no one is really checking on how Kevin is feeling and what's going on. He's kind of being neglected in a way. And he finds refuge with Brandon, because Brandon is somebody he went through some shit with. They got a bond, they got a connection, and on top of that, he is a man, so he needs some of that male energy too as well. So he hooks up with Brandon, and then we got none other than Ronnie. Ronnie's in the house sleeping, some kid out there mowing the lawn, and he goes, "What you doing?" He was like, "What you doing?" He was like, "Yo, Rafiq sent me here ever since Ethel got sick. I like Ethel, and Ronnie's feeling okay." Like, he was like, damn, somebody still cares about me and, my grandmother Ethel. And Ronnie is not drinking. He hasn't been drinking. So thank God his ass ain't drinking. Oh, so we have that situation. So now it gives Ronnie the inkling to go down there to the community center and see what Rafiq is doing, what's going on, and to thank him for looking out for his grandmother while she's in the hospital and everything. But they made it clear it was a hot day and it was going to be hot, so he's going to give him some water. So yeah, it is hot and it's going to get hotter. So I'm guessing the hot stands for the shit is about to hit the fan with Detective Tucson. Reg and Perry and Brandon. It's gonna hit the fan. I'm just like, damn, what's going on? And so now we have Emmett and we have Brandon, they work together, they doing their thing or whatever. The freezer done broke on the truck. You got Brandon, you have Emmett coming up with ideas of buying popsicles. So basically, Emmett is like an entrepreneur. He basically work better, someone that's just like him around his age and just trying to hustle too as well, and actually listen to him so you can see how he's soaring. And basically they're doing good and they're buying popsicle because it's the hottest day. Why not sell popsicle, chicken, and tacos? Because it's hot. People gonna want something cold too, especially while they waiting for you to cook their hot food. So they come with a good idea, whatever. But now you got the freezer done broke on the truck and they ain't got no money, no repairman. The repairman is on the west side, on the other side of town. It's too far to get to actually serve the community where it's hot at, to basically make some money. So the shit is just going down. I'm just like, damn, it's always something going on with Brandon always get the short end on the effing stick. We got Detective Tucson, we got Detective Cruz. Basically they're about to serve a search warrant on Reggie's boys. You know what I'm saying? They're about to cut down that crack house. The boss, she comes in, that head female in charge, she comes in and she's like, yo, listen, I don't want no police brutality. I don't want, you got to play by my rules, Detective Tucson. None of that west side shit, none of that beating down black ops type of dude shit that you guys be doing over there in the West End. And on top of that, we want to make sure all the product and the money comes here. Nobody taking no police brutality. And she ain't hearing it, so it seemed like Detective Tucson was going to be on par with it. That's what it seemed like. But no, Detective Tucson, she's rogue. And Cruz used to be like her a little bit, but he wasn't beating people up like that. But he would take chances. And so basically, Detective Tucson is on the search for whoever beat down Ethel, and she's on that search too as well. And so they have the search warrant, and this is she asks who has Reggie's ear, and then Detective Cruz was like, this dude does, and then she punched him in the face and everything. And it was just like, damn, Detective Tucson, I thought it was your motherly instincts. What's going on? Why are you hitting homeboy? He didn't do nothing to you. She hit him, but she took the drugs and the money and she let them go or whatever. So now we got the freezer that's broke, we got Emmett, and we have Brandon. Basically, Emmett's about to sell his sneakers and shit like that, because his sneakers cost a lot of money. I don't even know how he'd be able to afford them sneakers, but he be hustling. So we see how he be hustling. So now he has to part with his sneakers. And on top of that, Emmett is talking about Instagram this and that. Like, you ain't following me back on Instagram. We got to be Instagram buddies, Blase and the third. And it's funny how they're talking about Instagram on this episode. And then you go to Rafiq, he's talking about Allah saved his life, and Muhammad and Blase and the third. And then you have IG that has banned, Farrakhan. So that's kind of crazy, huh? Is shit a coincidence? So we have that situation. They don't know what to do. So basically, Emmett's gonna have to sell his sneakers to get some meat, because the freezer broke the night before, so the meat is gone, and they just got popsicles on the truck. It's like he's always going through something. And so we have Detective Cruz. He's upset, he's mad with Detective Tucson. Was like, yo, why you have to hit him in the face? He was like, I don't like the rules that you playing. Basically, he's complaining about her behavior, but he didn't report her, he didn't snitch on her, he's keeping his mouth closed. So therefore he's just as bad as she is. It is what it is. And then we have none other than Ronnie. He goes down there to the community center. People looking at him weird and shit. Yeah, you just killed the little kid. You killed Coogie. You know what I'm saying? And you walking the streets like, damn, black lives don't matter shit. What they're thinking, because they let you go. But he's trying to get his shit together. And we know Ronnie's story. So once you understand Ronnie's story, you understand the whole situation with the Krugy, Jason, Tracy, the whole 9 yards. So basically, he's at the community center. He's feeling uncomfortable. Rafiq was like, yo, hey, what's up? What's good? We need your help. The ACs ain't working. Shit's broken down. We're going to have to move people from here to there. We're going to move the cripple, the elderly, and we're going to need your assistance. And he was like, yo, I don't think the people want me here the way they looking at me. Nah, they don't want you here. And plus, you do got a body, Ronnie. Come on now. So it is what it is with that situation. And common sense is back in the building. So you got Reg. He finds out his shit done got robbed. He found out that his house got tore up. And he gets the message that Detective Tucson wants to speak to him. She wants his ear. She done already took one of his head lieutenant. Was it Mike? or Chris, whatever. She took his head lieutenant and whatever. Now he's being watched closely, and so now his house being taken the drugs and the money. He knows he's gonna have to answer to Mr. Perry, and he knows that it's gonna be some shit because Mr. Perry already warned him the last episode, like, no more F's up, no more messing up. And then we have, Emmett, and we have Brandon. It's so hot in Chicago. There was like, it's only winter and summer, and you got Emmett talking about, hey, listen, I'm never gonna complain about snow again. Yes, you will. So they're in the freezer trying to stay cool. The security guard comes, call him nappy headed, tell him to get out. You always want something free. I was like, like, they be getting away with murder. And here's Ronnie. Ronnie's over here. He gets down there because he was in Vietnam. You know what I mean? And he was in special. I don't know if I'm gonna say he was in some. I know he knows how to fix shit. So, anyways, he fixed the air conditioner and he saved the hood, but people ain't too happy with him, anyways. And so he leaves. He gets a job offer from Rafiki. He was like, yo, listen, come through later on to fix the plumbing and the pipes, because we're not getting a lot of water out the kitchen. Now you got Reggie sending Jake on a run, and Jake is kind of nervous. Jake don't know, oh my god, I'm doing something big. OMG, my brother's trusting me. He just doesn't know. He's just like, oh shit. And so, but Reggie's plan the whole time is to keep Detective Toussaint busy, because she doesn't have backup. Because if she had backup, someone should have been following Jake where he went to, who he gave that card to, and then see who comes out the place that could be connected to Reggie and his king and him selling drugs, because they got to know Reggie is not the one shipping the drugs over. He got a boss. Detective Cruz, he's in his feelings. He's still in his feelings because Ronnie got out. So we have that situation, and then we have Jake. He goes all the way over to the place to be, and he drops the information off to actually Perry. Perry gets interrupted and he gets Detective Toussaint card. So now he got to figure out what to do with Detective Toussaint. And Detective Toussaint, she's pissed because she's been sitting there watching Reggie all day and he didn't move and do nothing, because Reggie wanted to see how hot he was. Was anybody going to chase down, his little brother, Jake, and was the cops going to run up on him or whatever? Basically, so that didn't happen. And we have Perry, he's in a business meeting, and basically he gets interrupted, let them know that it's the cop that did the thing that they did. And now you got Kevin, he's feeling a certain type of way, like he don't want to be home because his mom and his sister are arguing and fighting over dad and all the other shit, and he don't really understand, and it's just too much dealing with the death and his father not knowing that he's never gonna see him again. So he goes hang out with Poppy and clean out the church pews with gum all over the church seats, and he's cleaning it up. And so they get on top of the roof. Jake comes through with pizza and a blunt, and they smoke. And you got Poppy talking about, you guys are crazy, you're gonna be drug addicts, that's the gateway to other drugs, you're gonna be on crack. He was like, I'll see you guys at the rehab. I'll see you guys at rehab. I'll pray for y'all. He don't get high, but Jake and Kevin, they get high, and it seems like they're having a good time. They ain't doing nothing, no shit stupid, but they wayward. And basically Jake is going to do whatever because he don't really have any guidance like he needs. And also Perry, which is Reggie boss, also mentioned that, like, yo, you got your little brother watching how stupid you are and the moves that you make and how you have everybody at your house and doing all this other stuff. Basically he's just saying that Reggie is dumb as a bucket of rocks, and he's making his little brother dumb as a bucket of rocks. But we know Jake is smart. Reggie's smart too, because Reggie gonna get enough of Perry coming at him or whatever. And Kevin needs his mom, he needs his sister, he needs somebody to talk to, but he ain't got nobody to talk to, but other than he's gonna talk to Brandon. And so then we have Jada, Emmett's mom. Basically she thought she was gonna be going on a date with her baby daddy, and she just wants love. She just want to be touched. She just wants to feel like a woman again and dress up and just be sexy or whatever. And I don't know if she actually wanted a relationship with him, or she just wanted to just go out on a date, because the last argument she had with Darnell, which is Emmett's father, wasn't a good situation. I don't even know why she got dressed up to go out. She thought it was him taking her out on a date. I was like, I guess you want that good old thing back now he's grown and mature. But damn, he definitely was shitting on you, sister. So why would you want him back? But it's just because she wants to feel wanted again. She wants to feel like she feminine. So we have that situation. And then we have Kevin, he's still going through his thing with his father dying. He pulls up on, Brandon while Brandon's at the pool because it's hot. It's a hot day or whatever. I guess, Brandon used all that ice to fill up the refrigerator, the freezer, to keep it cold or whatever. So they have a little conversation. And Kevin wants to help out and wants to be a part of everything, but it's just too busy, and he has Emmett. So Brandon was like, come through tomorrow, come by the house or whatever. So it's all good, and Kevin's happy about that too as well, because his two friends don't understand, because he did have the conversation with Jake, and Jake was like, yo, listen, death is death. And Kevin was like, daddy didn't look the same, and Jake was like, they never look the same after they dead or whatever. And then Kevin is worried about, is his father still mad at him, is he looking over him? And then Jake is like, dead people ain't concerned with living people's problems. Basically, he dead, he ain't got nothing to worry about. But so we got the Instagram that goes crazy. It gets hot, and you get Emmett, his baby's mother, talking about, oh, you paying your other baby mama money and you ain't giving me no money? I should take you to court. And she's speaking Spanish. She's yelling. His other baby mother called him, was like, oh, so you're a good dad, you giving out money, you visiting your kid, what about my kid? And then then he finds out his baby mother's on IG, basically talking about that Emmett gave me a check, I got some money from him. So now all his baby mothers want to know. And you got Brandon talking about, this is why I don't do the Instagram, this is why I don't do this, blase the third. And then Brandon says to Emmett, when in doubt, follow your dick, basically telling him like, you always following your dick or whatever, and that leaves you in a bad spot. And the baby mother out here posting on Instagram acting a fool. You see her talk about, I got the money, and she knew that was gonna, and then Emmett was like, my baby mama's in her comment section. So basically they're telling you the good and the bad of Instagram, promoting their business and their tacos and the popsicles, and their location is good too as well, but it also can be a hazard, especially if it's about personal life. And so here is the kingpin, here's the man above, here's the man that's running the whole situation when it comes down to Mr. Perry, when it comes down to Reggie. He's in prison, he's locked up, he's probably doing life, but basically he get people escorted right to his cell. They can bring him females, they can bring him girls, they can bring him whatever. So basically, he's saying like, let's give, Detective Tucson a fish. She's gonna do some information, find out about Detective Tucson or what he needs to do about that situation, give her something for her efforts, and basically keep a close eye on her. But she is clean, she's not a bad cop, she got a good record. So you see that Perry's has already been investigating her and pulling her sheet and stuff. So I wonder if Detective Tucson is going to figure out that somebody's been pulling her sheet and looking into her information, if she's going to get on the case, because she is rogue and she might just shoot one of these mother effers, because she's feeling a certain type of way about Miss Ethel, and one of you mother effers going to pay, and that's the way she feels. So we got Perry, he meets up with his boss, basically brings him some liquor, bring him some punani, and basically they talk about real estate. It's like, we got to get into real estate, housing, and stuff like that. So this is why Ethel was beat up, is because they want all the people on that block, they want to buy that property because there's more money in that, and it's safe, and the cops can't touch them. So that's the situation with that. So he's into, Mr. Perry's into real estate, and he wants to buy up the hood, and he knows the hood. So I wonder if he has anything to do with Jericho's boss. So we'll see how that situation going. Here's the young lady, the lucky young lady that's going to go see the man behind bars and give him a night to remember. And so we got Kevin and his sister, they're going back and forth, and she's emotional, she's stressed out, she's missing her father, she's blaming her mother, she's just so heartbroken, and she's very disturbed, emotional, and she doesn't have anybody to talk to either. So that's one of the things, these kids does not have anybody they can converse with and talk to about how they feel. They're not going to counseling. Kevin was going to counseling, but he's not. But his sister Keisha, she's angry, she's upset, she's mad. Basically, she picks an argument with her brother, and her and Kevin starts to argue, and he wants to sit down and talk to her, but they don't know how to communicate and talk, because it's not something that they were taught. Let's sit down and handle things the right way. That's what the mother and the father should have did with the situation when they broke up, instead of dividing the children. See which one's the better parent, who's the kid gonna like more. So we got Kevin, he goes to see Brandon, and he lets Brandon know what happened, and Brandon lets him know that I lost my father at 4. And then Kevin is feeling kind of guilty, he wished he would have spent time with his father, and Brandon was like, yo, just count your memories with him or whatever. And yes, he did, and and Kevin's talking about my dad wanted to spend time with me and shit like that, but Kevin was going through some things. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know his father was going to die. Nobody knows when somebody's going to die sometimes. So he's feeling guilty and he's feeling hurt, ashamed, and everything else. But he can't really open up to anybody in his family because they all beefing. But he's able to open up to Brandon, and Brandon's like that big brother. He's like that father figure too as well. And since Brandon is missing his little brother, it all works out, and Kevin gets his hair lined up, and he just cries. And Brandon just dead. Brandon's a good kid. And then we got Keisha, which is, Kevin's sister. She's ready to get some sex from Emmett. And then Emmett turns around and see the obituary of her father. And he was like, what is this? Some death sex? What is this? Some crazy sex? He's like, yo, listen, I'm good with the bullshit. Like, you know what? Let's just cuddle. I don't want to take advantage of you. You're emotional. And I was like, damn, that's from his mother's side. And that makes you respect Emmett a lot more too as well. He just ain't all about sex, because he is about sex. But he's respecting Keisha in this moment. He goes, if anything, you're my best friend. You're my friend. So, you know what? Let's just cuddle. And I was like, damn, Emmett is really taking a different road. Emmett is really growing up. His mother kicking him out really did do something for him, because he is working hard. And so we get Reggie meeting up with the boss, and the boss was like, you're going to lose 26, 77, 88, 36, 4 street. And Reggie was like, what? Why you going to do that? It ain't my fault. And he was like, yo, I ain't going to play with you anymore, stupid. Before you know it, you'll be on the street selling weed again. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you messed up. You never keep the drugs and the money in the same spot. That's a mess up on your behalf. And I'm sick of these mess up, because he's still mad at Reggie because of his boys that went there to Ethel's house, beat her up so bad. They were just only supposed to scare her. Now they got the police on him, and now it's in the newspaper, it's in the media, it's on the news. So he's feeling a certain type of way, and he's getting tired of it. And Reggie keeps getting punked, and Reggie's gonna stand up soon. One day he might even stand up with Q when Q probably comes back or whatever. So anyways, Kevin, Reggie's thinking like he did something good when he got the message to Perry through his brother and faking out Detective Tucson. But Perry's not trying to hear it. He was like, yo, you're such a mess up. And so then we have Jada. She goes over there to see Ethel to get her some clothes. You see Ronnie and her look at each other like At first she was scared of him last episode, but this episode she's like he's like It looks like they're gonna have something going on together. I think they can work. They could actually do work. And then you got Ronnie. He opens up the fire hydrant for the kids or whatever. He had the conversation with Rafiq, and basically Rafiq was like, you have to forgive yourself and don't care about what people think about you. First, it starts in here, and then from there you can build. Because Rafiq was like, I killed a child too. So we have that situation. So it's Jada and and Ronnie gonna hook up, or they gonna do the do. And so, but in the conversation that Reggie had with Perry, he told Perry he had a runner. He had a person that got a business that goes from coast to coast, cash only, and he'll be a good person to move cash back and forth and stuff like that. And so, and he just threw Brandon under the bus, saying Brandon got a lot of shit going on. It's like, damn, like Brandon don't owe you shit. Reg, why you throw Brandon under the bus, man, like that? So anyways, now you have Perry go check out Brandon, and basically he was like, I watch small businesses, so we know this is going to go totally left. This is bad from Brandon. This is not going to be good. Even though they don't know he's a drug dealer, kingpin, murderer, killer, and beat up Ronnie's grandmother or whatever. So they're all happy, whatever. Ronnie's happy, like we're at the right place at the right time. No, you're not. This is a wolf in sheep clothing. And I don't know how Brandon's going to handle the situation, but he does got a piece on him. They're going to force him to sell. They're going to force him to carry money. Brandon don't want to do that. And so we're going to see how this is going to end for Brandon. Damn, Brandon's caught up in the mix. And, Kevin's going to be involved in the mix too as well. And then on top of that, Jake is going to be in the mix because that's Reggie's little brother. And he hangs around Kevin, and Kevin's been hanging around Brandon. Now you got Mr. Perry over here at Brandon's truck, basically is going to try to intimidate him to get the money. I'm just like, damn, poor fucking Brandon, man. Brandon cannot catch a break. His mother's still MIA. He's just barely making it. Yes, it's going to be a nice, helpful hand, but Detective Tucson is on it. So if somebody goes down and stuff is on that truck, Brandon is going to be taking the blame for it. And then on top of that, you already know that, Perry said that he needs someone to give Detective Toussaint a fish. So somebody is going to have to lay on the sword and do some time, some real time. Peace them out. Much love to all my peeps and my people. Tell me what you think about the episode. It's going down. Brandon can't get a break, and Kevin be going through the most. Emmett was good this episode. You can see his entrepreneur mind. Now we know Jada, she wants some love in her life. Detective Toussaint is violent, and she will punch and kick and take your drugs if she needs to. It will happen. And Rafiq is the king of the community, and it seems like Ronnie's on his way staying sober and helping out the community too as well. And Kevin is trying to figure it out, and Jake is still lost, and Papa is just straight with the church. Peace.